What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. It's AG Crypto here. I got Goldwyn on my left, and I got Zach Minter on my right. And who is our special guest today, Zach?
We've got Mr. Shankar Poncelet. Am I saying that correctly, sir?
That's correct. Yes.
Welcome on the show today, and welcome everyone tuning in. Everyone in the chats, leave a comment. What's going on with you guys today? And everyone tuning in after the fact, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and tell us what you're bullish on with this Bitcoin rally. You know, the whole market's going. What are you bullish on? Let us know in the comments. But welcome, Mr. Poncelet. It's great to have you today. We got Goldwyn on the left over here showing us his cool drink and his cool outfit to match. What's going on over there, buddy? What's going on?
What's up, y'all?
What you got going on with that drink, that Sunny D? That look spicy over there.
I'm trying to go back to my childhood. You know, you gotta think young to be young.
So, all right.
So do some Sunny D and vodka today. I thought that would be good.
Sunny D and vodka. Okay.
Can I stay with water, or is it an
alcohol? Water's fine. Water's fine.
Oh.
I was drinking water the last few episodes. Today it's Land Shark for me.
We always need our designated drivers there.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I was going to ask AG, with your medical update, have you had to stay off alcohol? Have you been trying to drink more water? And also, like, how's that going so far? What's going on with everything?
Well, tomorrow's the big day. They're going to go in and check me out and see if I need to, continue on with some medicine, some treatments, or if I'm looking good and healthy, which I feel healthy. So cross your fingers. I think I'm in the clear.
So you're saying your little private dancer gets to get off the pole?
Finally gets off the leash.
Oh gosh, that's good.
Listen, your wife's gonna be really happy or really upset, one or the other.
Probably both.
Your quality of sleep's probably just gonna go up like this because you can roll over. You can,
yes, yeah,
get that deep REM sleep. Like good stuff.
Finally, be able to wear shorts to work. I'm so tired of wearing these jeans.
I just imagine you coming in with all this like machinery, just like I don't know how bad this really problem is, but just in my mind, that's it's been
it's actually pretty. You don't even notice it until the bag fills up. Then you got a big bulge in your pants down by your knee.
Oh, that's not the bag.
Glad you're healthy, brother. That's what we can ask for. Thank God. Thank everyone. All the blessings, all the prayers. Yep. Health is wealth. But Mr. Shankar, thank you for joining us today with that awesome, warm, and special intro. Yes, sir. Today, on Rugs to Riches, we like to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and the awesome, from the rugs all the way to the riches. And just to get started here, I wanted to know more about your background in crypto, and maybe if you could share with us any, rugs or riches stories.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, luckily, I don't have any negative stories when it comes to crypto, actually.
Yeah, that's
what?
Yeah. I think that has to do with
Take some notes here, everyone. Get your notepads out. Go ahead. What does it have to do with, like you were saying? Sorry to interrupt.
I think it's my personality of liking to be patient with things and just trying to understand what am I getting into. But also, once you understand the idea behind concepts, that makes it easier to let things evolve to where they need to be. So my start in crypto was around 2016, when a group of business people here in San Antonio said, hey, we have this very interesting cryptocurrency that came out, and you should know about it. And it's actually very interesting because the meeting place was almost like a little shady. It was a former strip club that was now a bar, and everything was dark.
Yeah, let's talk about crypto now.
And there was this guy, and I think this is a very valuable story because it's how a lot of you are going to maybe be exposed to crypto the first time. So there was this guy who spoke about Bitcoin, and he somehow, Bitcoin is of course a real thing, but he had wrapped this Ponzi scheme around it, where he made us believe that the only way to get Bitcoin was through him. And I, of course, saw through that right away. For those of you who don't know, before my immigration to the United States, I used to be a financial fraud investigator. So I have that kind of way of looking at things. But I was also able to see and understand, okay, this Bitcoin idea is actually really interesting. Let me now go and do my own research. Super important. Do your own research always. And I understood that fundamentally, someone very smart, way smarter than myself, said, I want to create an electronic way to store value. And I believe that there is utility for that in the future. So I had never heard that before in that form. So I said, well, I think this has really potential. And so what I did is I bought 4 entire Bitcoin. So, and then I didn't touch those.
How much was that at that time, the price of Bitcoin?
I don't see, that's really interesting, because I'm also not, I'm so relaxed that I don't go and write down every detail, every penny, every dollar. But I want to say it must have been in the 2000s, I want to say, per Bitcoin. And I just held on to it, right, for a very, very long time. And at some point, I even started with Coinbase almost like DCAing my paycheck into Bitcoin. I started transferring 50% of my paycheck into Bitcoin. And what was very interesting is that Coinbase actually, for quite some time, has had a debit card that you could link to your crypto holdings. And then as you would go and purchase groceries or whatever, just a fraction of your Bitcoin or your crypto of your choice actually is sold in real time, and you could spend money like that. So I was doing that consistently. I have been doing that consistently for quite some time, even during my business travels. Wherever I go, I use that card very often. So it dawned on me, wow, I mean, I've been really using crypto not just as a theoretical construct, but I've been really using it. And obviously, because I was so patient and because I did not approach this as a purely money-making opportunity, but as a way to support a cause that I believe in, that is why when Bitcoin was around 60,000 per coin, I still had my coins, right? Yeah. So, and then it went down a little bit, and I still didn't sell everything, because you always have to see the utility in what you invest money in. So it's, yes, there's a value creation component, but there's also a utility component. And if you understand that, then the technology is not just reduced to the value.
Yeah.
So do you regret not selling earlier and then buying in at a lower price?
I don't, because if I were to spend all of my energy on regretting moments where I could have maximized a profit, then I wouldn't be able to do everything in life that I need to do as a very busy entrepreneur, right? So
no
one
regrets.
opportunity missed, another one is gonna wait for you. A better one is gonna wait for you, actually.
Yeah. So you don't regret it, but do you think you would do that in the future, the next bull run? Take a little profits off the table?
So I think that over time, one who is in crypto needs to educate himself or herself about what might be best practices. So some wise people say, as also our our, what should I call him, the BT, right, our thought leader of Elephant Money, he says, well, it's definitely not a bad idea when you have gains to just like you DCA into something, to also DCA out of it sometimes, because it would be really nice for most of us if we had our original investment back, right? That makes you feel really good. The other component also is that I personally find it a lot more fun to also enjoy my crypto in a way where I live with it. And I've been doing that through the form of that debit card. So I was not focused on, did I buy low and sell high, but I was focused on, oh, wow, I'm traveling the world and I'm paying for my everyday expenses with it. But I would definitely say I know a lot of people are rightfully so focused also on the money-making aspect of crypto. And I would definitely say if you know what you're doing and you sell to gain some profits, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on the debit card, like you mentioned from Coinbase. I find those fascinating. I myself like using both Coinbase's debit card, also Crypto.com has one as well. FTX used to have one. I still have that one. I got to pull it out of my closet. That's my, I don't know what you want to call it, my OG status debit card. But yeah, like you were mentioning, it's so satisfying when you can travel the world and you just go, like I was in Mexico and I was going to go buy a breakfast burrito. And it's like a beautiful day. It's like 8:30 a.m. I just walk up and, order a burrito, pay with my crypto on my debit card. And, it just goes through just like any other Visa or MasterCard debit card would work. And that really opened my eyes to just how the global nature of cryptocurrency, like we're saying, like you can buy and hold Bitcoin, you can spend it as well. You can buy and hold Bitcoin and Ethereum, but also, take part of your income and save it as a stable coin like USDC and use that as your bill payment option. So it's so cool just to see these currencies going beyond just one nation and just one state or one country, right? You can be a global citizen and have appreciating assets, have assets you use day to day, have DeFi, have positions where you're earning yield. It's like that's what the whole crypto experience and financial freedom is about. Really having that financial power and ownership in people's hands.
Now, is that a tax offense every time you use your debit card, your crypto debit card?
Tax offense? Well, it is a buy and sell purchase if you are using like
that sucks. We need to change
what's
that.
what's really satisfying though, I'll counter it sucks, is it's all through a centralized exchange. And I'll let you talk. Sorry to cut you off. It's all through like a centralized exchange. So they just provide the is it not 1099? It's the forgot the form off the top of my head, but the form that actually just completely gives you all of your transaction history. So it's not hunting down, oh, where did I move this Uniswap? I did a swap, and oh, then I did Pancake Swap. I did a bridge, right? It's all there. So I find it quite convenient, and I have never had any issue really just putting that along with my other taxes when it's time to file. So, but sorry, what are you saying? It sucks because it's like, yeah, you got to pay a capital gains tax or a capital loss, short term or long term, but it's really not that bad if you really when you actually see the.
So what are you buying with it? A cup of coffee, like lunch or something, or are you actually paying bills?
Yeah, all of the above. Just even from buying lunch, or even like you said, like paying for rent or something like that. Anywhere that they accept Visa or MasterCard, you can be using your cryptocurrency. And a little bit of, like I said, of diligence, due diligence, of organization. It's really not difficult to use your crypto productively. Let me preface this. You want to be doing, I would say you want to be spending your crypto like Shankar was mentioning when you're taking profits in a bear market right now. I don't know too many people, unless you're a trader, who are taking out whopping profits week after week. Maybe you are, God bless you. But really that's something other than if you're just DCAing. Think about the people, maybe like Shankar, he's been maybe putting away $100 a week or something like that during this whole bear market. that was like putting away $400 or $500 a week. You know, you can say we went down to 17K, 3x. So you were putting away $300 a week. So now when you're spending it, it's, you know, you were automatically DCAing, and now you're taking profit just by using the cryptocurrency. So yeah.
Yeah. So in that sense, I was maybe taking profit way more often than I thought, right?
Yeah.
I guess so.
All the time.
Yeah, but that's always, I kind of like that philosophy, and kind of, you know, I really you know, enjoy just kind of, you were mentioning 2016 buying the Bitcoin, and buying and holding is what got you to have that small investment to now probably be quite, you know, multitudes larger. And it took a few years, right? In crypto, people want to say Dogecoin, I did a 35x overnight or whatever. But it's the people's stories who, hey, it took 4 or 5 years, it took 6 years, but I buy and held good things that had utility, had a future, had market participants, had a community, had a mission. And all of these things are what, just like a seed, you plant it over time, it grows into something bigger and better. So that's the key when it comes to long-term investing mindset versus that day trader, short-term, looking for that.
So
Quick
I've been hearing a lot of rumors saying that this could be the last bull market to make a lot of money in crypto. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
I'll go second or third. Who wants to go first?
Is that like, you know, because it's just going to be like the S&P 500, where it's just going to be like that slow, which way?
Yeah.
The cameras are always back. Yeah. So what you're saying is, but I mean, at that point, it's, you know, you just want to get in and hold, right? That's like the Warren Buffett status.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Or you're saying this is the last time that we're just going to have those 100x.
This is the last time
options.
that we'll have those big dips in the market where you could pick up coins and then have 100x returns in the next bull market. Like the 4-year cycle. I heard that this could be a, you know, the last real 4-year cycle of a run up to make money. And every 4-year cycle after that's just going to tread up.
I would personally say that might be the case for the more established tokens, the blue chips. But I actually think that with the mainstream adoption of Bitcoin, hopefully institutionally and politically, there is more understanding. And also just from everyday people, because that's really who I am most interested in. There's more understanding of what tokenization can do. And if that were to happen, then I actually see way more opportunities, because now you can maybe locally or on a district level have projects tokenized. And then there are a lot of serious projects where there's utility behind the tokenization. And so I see actually a potential for more opportunities than now, more real world opportunities. But yeah, probably there's a likelihood that by just throwing money into the tokens that we hear in the news, it's going to be more difficult, probably.
So at this point, then you want to get into your top 10, top 20 coins and hold those, and then you're going to use kind of maybe not profits, but your fresh capital to I don't want to say gamble, because I don't like that terminology, but you know, to do your own research. I mean, like when I got into Theta, what, 3 years ago, 4 years ago now, right? That's when you and I were talking about it.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's kind of what I think is going to happen is the tokenization is it's going to be stocks, right? That's all new companies are going to be using coins as stocks instead of having to go through the trouble of, you know, issuing stocks and whatnot, because it's just going to be coin, tokenization.
Well, that's what Larry Fink from BlackRock is saying. That's what he's going around telling everybody. The future of Wall Street is going to be Fink. What'd I say?
No, you said Fink. It cracks me up because Fink, but anyway.
Spinkter.
I still think, you know, my take would be that this is not the last bull run for even large gains for even Bitcoin or a bit Ethereum or some other blue chip ones. I would say that still the total market cap for all of cryptocurrency, I think we're at roughly $1.8 trillion in total, something like that market cap. And ultimately, I believe that that's still a very early time for what this financial class is growing into. And so I think the next kind of supply shock that will happen on the next halving in 2028, right? That will be another catalyst for another sort of bull run. So, and also I agree with the gentleman, Michael, I believe in the chat, who mentioned, right, there will always be an opportunity for kind of the startups or these newer altcoins or newer projects that come about when there's utility, or there's now, you can spot a diamond, and it can get the word out quickly. We can have big returns quickly. So I think that's the nature of cryptocurrency. I don't think it's going to go away.
Yeah, I agree. I also think that maybe younger generations are going to be much more open-minded towards crypto, and then when they come into their phase of life where they start accumulating wealth, they might not tend to gold, for instance, because it is big and clunky and you need to store it somewhere, right? But they see it's just a mindset. They don't question. I hear the question so often, I don't understand it. It's not real value. It's not real money. But they won't have that skepticism, I think, because they have grown up using video games where they used tokens to purchase whatever they needed in their game, right?
Yeah, 100%. I think I read a study. They're saying that exact thing you're mentioning is that like millennials and Gen Alpha, and Gen Z, or for all the generations, but they want Bitcoin. That's what, if you ask an 8-year-old right now, oh, do you want $100 or 100 Bitcoin or whatever, something like that? They want Bitcoin, and that's not going to change. I'm running around all these Roblox open lobbies yelling free Bitcoin, free Bitcoin. So I'm trying to get the word out.
What you do all day?
What's up?
I said, is that what you do all day?
That's what I do all day. Yeah, I go into Minecraft and Roblox servers, and I let them know that Bitcoin is the future. I know y'all are 6 and 7, but if you learn it now,
elephant's the future.
Yeah, they gotta start somewhere. Elephant's a little bit, you gotta learn about DeFi a little bit. Yeah, I learn about dApps. That's everyone's intro, is either Bitcoin or a meme coin into crypto. So I'm just this little bit is going too far. But
by the way, this is really live. Someone's asking. Yes, it is live.
Yes, these crazy guys on the internet really are.
We're in 3 different time zones.
Yeah.
What were you mentioning though? Also, Shankar, is there anything else regarding you think the future of adoption with the youth when it comes to cryptocurrency, digital currencies? It just seems that, in my opinion, I agree. Real estate costs as well globally, right? If breaking into that market is way more of a hassle and difficult and a higher barrier to entry versus something like, hey, you can put $100 in Bitcoin, right? Or you can, there's this deep, you get stable coin interest. I think this is going to just continue to become more popular and the tools become easier to use. And I'll talk about that too if that's another topic.
So one thing that I do want to mention, because I think it is important for those viewers who still say, I don't understand, how can this have value? I like people have been quote unquote tokenizing the weirdest things for a long, long time. And I like this idea, or this example, I should say, where you go to a state fair, for example, and at the beginning, at the entrance, they make you purchase coupons to buy anything in there, right? That means effectively that you have, in a way, tokenized these coupons in a non-technical way. So you are asking me, well, Bitcoin is not real money. It doesn't have any value. But you understand that when you go to a festival, to a state fair, now all of a sudden, this piece of paper that came out of a printer has value for you, right?
That's good logic right there. I like that.
Yeah, that's great.
So we have a community of people who agree that in exchange for that piece of paper, which is often a red piece of paper which has something printed on, you're gonna get your hot dogs, your beers, your access to the rides, whatever. And that is that's how I want you to think about this, in just a way more elaborate way and a way safer way, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great way for education. I know I was talking about that some if you want to spin to that. I know you enjoy crypto education and other content as well. But yeah, like you're saying, analogies like that are a great way to get people to understand how this technology works and help adoption. And I know adoption is a huge part of what we focus on. I see we have a India tune in. Hey, what's going on, everyone? All right, we can globally teach people and show people about this really cool project called Elephant Money, amongst other crypto projects. But primarily, that's one project we repeatedly bring up on the show. Do you want to talk a little bit about crypto education and maybe Elephant Money?
Yeah, 100%. So now that we might accept that crypto can be something of value, now when we apply that to decentralized finance, we can understand that very smart people can actually code agreements based on that technology. And one of those agreements, one of those systems can be, for instance, the inner workings of a bank. And this is what Elephant Money is a community bank. So now you might ask, well, why would I have a community bank based on crypto if I have my bank across the street? Well, there's so many reasons, right? There's transparency, there's lower overhead, there's easier access, there's an opportunity for us as simple people who don't have millions to bring to the new foundation of a bank, right? And that is where people need to understand, okay, so that's kind of the second level of crypto, is actually building cool use cases. And Elephant Money is a great example of a community and a leader who, in my opinion, are very savvy, and they have done a really helpful project with cryptocurrency and decentralized finance, with the intention to bring the ability to save, the ability to store value, and the ability to transact to everyday people, and with high transparency and low fees. And that is something very beautiful, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head right there. Right, not only is cryptocurrency just a digital asset that you can hold, or maybe it goes up or down, maybe it's kind of like stocks, right? Like you mentioned, you can create these agreements between users of these cryptocurrencies, and they create new utilities, new use cases, these awesome things that provide wealth generation for all of us. And yeah, Elephant Money, like you mentioned, it's for that everyday person, where Bitcoin started off as like a peer-to-peer cash system, and now it's ultimately kind of transitioned to a store of value, right? Elephant Money has taken that idea of, hey, why not make a global bank, make it where anyone in the world, they can actually have a place where maybe they don't have a good financial services across the street. Maybe they do live in the best financial district in the world, right? Why can't these two individuals have the same access to quality financial products? And so something like Elephant Money, a founder, an MIT founder who not only has financial experience, but also has the crypto knowledge to pull this bank off, right? It's just really fascinating to watch this emerging crypto, DeFi, all these buzzwords. But what it really is just a community of people who have an ability to save money together and also grow their wealth over time together.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that explanation, because it makes it palpable to people who don't understand crypto, don't even own crypto. That is my passion. If anyone, and I'm not for sure not trying to convince anyone to go into anything they don't want to.
Financial advice.
But if you are interested in understanding, you know, how can I maybe do something more interesting with my money and save it and be in a community that is supportive, then that is elephant money. And by the way, the ability, bank teller I remember he once very passionately said, our product is store of value and high yield generation, right?
So speaking of store of value, let me just butt in right here. We had a Crazy World had a question.
Okay.
He says, banks don't charge tax. Elephant money does. Can you please explain why?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'll start with one note. So, you know, you mentioned banks don't charge tax. So really the name is the fee, really. It's Elephant Token has a fee associated with it for the buy and sell fee. Other products such as like futures or like the unlimited NFTs, those are tax free. So those don't, you know, incur a tax upon usage. But excuse me, only the Elephant Token itself has that fee.
Yeah.
Well,
so I
why
might
is
wanna...
the fee there? That's what he's
Oh,
asking.
and that's a great sorry, yeah, that's one little that is the fee. So why is it there? Great question. Why is the fee there? Anyone want to take that?
Yeah,
Sure, I'll
so I want to take a stab at it. So when you have a situation where currency is there and it has a certain value, it is really, really problematic when all of a sudden someone who has a lot of that money or currency and drops that onto the market, right? Because what happens at that point is people freak out, the currency loses its value, and it loses its utility. And that is why it's always very healthy that at any given point when there is a transaction in a market, that a little bit of value is captured and stored somewhere safe. Okay, and that is what that fee is mostly for. It is captured and stored somewhere safe, but still part of the economy. So this fee is not going into anyone's pocket. This fee is going into a treasury, which we call Bertha in elephant money. And that treasury is very, very important for the balance, longevity, and safety of this project. So don't think of this like in a banking environment, for instance. A tax is often something that is taken to pay for things that may or may not be vital and necessary, or it goes to pay a manager's annual bonus, right? But in this ecosystem where everything is 100% transparent, the fee is taken to make the system stronger.
Well, most people want to say, you know, elephant money is a Ponzi or this, that, or the other. It doesn't have any real world use case, or it doesn't have any real world backing. That fee is part of the backing, right? Same thing, you know, with futures. Futures, the money that comes in is used to buy elephant money. Well, as Shankar was saying, the value capture is what propels those yields that people come to get, like for the NFTs and for futures. So as people buy, sell, and trade, there's a fee associated with that, and that fee is what perpetuates the economy. So you know, same thing with the U.S. You make money, they charge you a fee to live in their country. Well, you know, same thing with elephant money. You want to use the economy, there's a fee associated with it, and that's its real world use case.
Yeah, that's a great simplification of what the fee is. It's just the same as, like you mentioned, being a citizen of a country. One way I like to think about it as well is, what is the largest, you know, what is, I spoiled it. What is the largest industry in the world? And that's financial services, right? No matter what industry you're in, every person or company has a bank account, right? They sell their tennis rackets, they walk a dog, they paint a car, they whatever they do, and they all, you know, make money and put it in a bank account of some sort. And so what elephant money is part of financial services, right? By having it be a value capture mechanism of having a fee that 10% or 8.5% if you do buy with Bertha, right? What they're mentioning, you're capturing value for the ecosystem and allowing these high yields to be paid out. So it's a tool in the toolbox. Other protocols may try to burn, or they may try to allow lockup of value. And there's all these different sort of mechanisms at your disposal as a currency creator. But the key is you want to capture value and let it be provided to the shareholders who own the token. So that's kind of the idea with Elephant and Elephant Money.
Like a dividend.
And I want to mention one more thing too, is that, yeah, like a dividend. If you ever go to buy a bag of chips at the gas station, what are they going to say? What are they going to say, AG, if you walk up with a bag of chips?
I'm sorry, I was daydreaming. What was that?
If you walk up to buy a bag of chips with your debit card and you walk up to the gas station clerk, what's the guy going to say to you?
He's going to say, would you like fries with that?
Yeah, he might say that, or he might say,
where are you going with this? I don't know.
He might say there's a $5 minimum, right? Or a $4
okay.
minimum.
Yeah. Credit card fee.
Credit card fee, right?
Processing fee.
Because why? No matter where you go or what you buy, the bank doesn't care, right? They just want to collect a fee. So it doesn't matter if you're buying chips or if you're paying, for some other sort of service or fee or good. It's all about the bank collecting fees, and over time that goes back to
Jesus,
the shareholders of the bank. So.
Sorry, Zach. Georgia just entered. We're gonna lose her as a TG thing. She's mad at. She probably doesn't even like French fries. So here we go, AG, making her mad. Now she's gonna leave the TG group. She was our first TikTok person. She's our first TikTok supporter. Left us there too.
Our number one fan, AG. Don't shoo her away. Come on, we got to keep her. Georgia, please forgive AG. Fries, yeah, they're serving fries at the gas station. Maybe down in Florida.
I was reading the chats and I got sidetracked. You're asking me questions, Mom.
Yeah, we're gonna ask another question. A, B, or C? What's the answer?
Always A. It's A for Alan. A for.
But you guys want to talk about the current promotions that Elephant Money's got going on?
No, not yet.
Not quite yet. Okay.
Not yet.
I wanted to find out because I found it interesting that Shankar came from a financial background. How did you find Elephant, and why did you, jump in? So, with both feet?
I want to know how you found it.
So, well, my financial background. So, just we get this right. I am originally from Luxembourg, which is a small country landlocked by France, Belgium, and Germany. And I was a financial fraud investigator and went into banks and companies and made sure that nothing went out of the country that, document-wise, that wasn't covered under search warrants. So that's kind of how I am connected to the world of finance. How did I discover Elephant Money? Well, I am quite a passionate and seasoned entrepreneur. With my immigration to the United States, I started becoming entrepreneurial. I own several companies. And what's very important in entrepreneurship is to have mentors and to attend events where you have continuing education, that kind of thing. And in one of those events, a very trusted mentor of mine, whom I really admire and who's a very successful businessman, had a speaker. And the speaker was none other than Chris Farrell, whom we all know. He is also very known in this community. And he spoke of Elephant Money and of the powerful potential that futures had. And so to me, being exposed to a project like this within the confines of networking at the highest level of entrepreneurs that have been around for years and that I really admire and respect, had been kind of the reason why I gave Elephant Money and futures initially so much thought and attention.
I see. Yeah, we've asked Chris to come on, but because he's stationed in London. It's rough because we're kind of locked into our time frame. But we
got to do a 2 a.m. episode, and I don't know what time it will be for him, but it'll be a late night one for us.
Yeah, it'd be about 8. He's 6 hours behind or ahead, however that works out.
Yeah, Chris is an awesome guy. We'll get him on here one of these days. But that's really interesting. That's how you found out about the project.
Yeah, and then futures, whether you like them or not, I love them actually, and I mean it's technically, I mean, I think the best way to explain it is technically an annuity product, and you just, the Elephant Money Bank has a few options that you can get into, and they are all good, but they have different time horizons, and you need to know what is the best option for your own case, right? So, but in my opinion, I'm a huge fan. I mean, I have embraced every product of Elephant Money. By the way,
if you had to pick one product, which one would be your favorite?
My favorite is hands down futures, because of my personality. I like predictability and stability, and that is something that futures can give you to a very large extent.
Which one of the 3 products do you think is best for like adoption? Like, what do you think for someone maybe getting involved in Elephant Money? Which one do you think is maybe easiest for someone to get involved?
I think the coin would probably be the easiest.
The coin is the easiest, but I think that a lot of people go initially into crypto with the hopes of fast gains, and I don't know how fast that will happen for them if they have a limited budget and go and buy the coin. I don't know that, but I think being able to tell someone this futures product is something where you have a certain predictability, and with these awesome calculators that we have, granted that there's a flexible component, a variable component to it now, but being able to tell someone, hey, you are here now, this is where you could be in 5 years and 10 years, and I think that's really awesome, especially someone, for example, who just forgot to save for retirement in time, for example, right? But you still have 5 or 10 years to go. Well, this is a godsend, this product.
Yeah, I mean, and like, I know you point over there, and every point, and it's everybody, right? With the rising cost of living, and no matter where you're at in the globe, I mean, it's just, I don't, if you guys saw, was it with Venezuela, I guess, most recently, a lot of those people who saved their entire lives, all right, all of their money's inflated away. It was for nothing. And so having these newer decentralized finance products, like something like Elephant Money and futures, like you're mentioning, right? It's a great tool for people to have in their financial portfolio. Most adults, right? They'll have maybe some sort of 401k, maybe some sort of savings. Maybe they have a CD. Maybe they don't have any of these things. But now, thanks to the inclusion of DeFi and things like Elephant Money, all you need is an internet connection and a cell phone or a computer, and then you'll be able to get involved in crypto and be able to build a legitimate retirement fund. It's very, very real and very possible in 2024. Yeah,
it is, and I can tell anyone who watches this right now, I can tell you that for me personally, Elephant Money is certainly a large pillar of my own retirement planning.
So what is your strategy for retirement, I guess, or with Elephant ecosystem? Do you have a plan of?
So I've been fortunate enough in my business endeavors that I was able to put so much into futures that already I could retire today just because of futures.
Congratulations. That's amazing. That's a
and
testament to the power of futures too. That's amazing that you're able to
yeah,
provide
and we're talking about in the realm of entrepreneurs, and I'm not going to throw out specific numbers here, but we're talking about amounts that are for most mid-sized business entrepreneurs are really not are possible, right? We're not talking millions that you need to have here. So that just has given me peace of mind way earlier in my life than I would have ever thought, right? The other product in the elephant money ecosystem that I think is super, super interesting, but it's a long-term game, is those NFTs, right? Because in my opinion, there's like 4 aspects that play into those. First of all, we know that these NFTs gain in value after a certain amount are in circulation. And then they are tied to BNB, which over time might appreciate. Then they yield you interest, and the interest is paid out in a currency that also, in my opinion, is going to appreciate. And by the way, I'm thinking in 5 years, 10 years, I don't care what happens tomorrow. I don't even care what happens in a year. I always think in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, right? So there is a possibility that in 15 years, I will tell people in 2024 or 23, when I got into elephant money, that was the best financial decision I've ever made. There is a possibility. And the beauty is that this possibility is there for all of us. But of course, we all need to do our assessments, our research, and all of that, and decide for ourselves what we want to do, right?
So, seeing as you told us about your background from Luxembourg, like how have you used that to kind of do your own research to elephant money? That's what like the things that I found interesting, talking with you on main chat and stuff, is you use futures for your company, right? For your employees.
I use it for myself, for my company, and for my relatives. Yes.
How do you use it for your company? Explain on that.
Yeah, so I have a very different approach to rewarding my employees, and I just like sometimes to pay out bonuses that are not necessarily tied to performance, but just to other values that matter in my company. So, I mean, futures is an amazing pot for that, to let something accumulate that you're not gonna want to pay it out now, but 5 years, 10 years, because maybe the reward is not tied to performance but to loyalty, or maybe the reward is not tied to performance but to what is the season the employee is, what is the season of their life right now, right? So things like that. So when you as individuals or companies take matters into your own hand, you self-fund things, then it gets very interesting, right? I'm very active. This idea of decentralization and of taking back control over your financial matters does not only exist in finance, it also exists, for instance, in medicine, and that's one field where I'm very active. So I have taken these ideas of self-funding, not only in terms of health benefits but also employee benefits.
I can see that. Look, he's healthy, sharp, entrepreneur, DeFi. We're on the cutting edge, and it attracts like your tribe, right? It gets you around people who also who
Yeah.
want more out of life and are looking to push the boundaries in all of these areas. So I feel you, man. I'm right there with you.
And I like to answer Goldwyn's question. So about what kind of research I did. Well, first of all, I was fortunate enough to have a warm introduction into it because I already trusted this entrepreneur that put on this mastermind, right? Because I honestly don't know how open-minded I would have been had it not been in those circumstances, right? But then, and this is not to say that everybody needs to go and do that, because there's really a lot of information about elephant money out there. Everything you need is out there for free. But Chris Farrell happens to also have a course that you pay for. And as you may guess, I love to pay for shortcuts and for good education, So I took that course, and there's like 12 hours worth of awesome information where you go from start to finish. You're being explained what is crypto, what is a wallet, what is tokenomics, what is all of that. And then you walk into, and then there's a community attached to it. You see that you're not approaching this on your own. And then all of a sudden, this theoretical construct that is called crypto and DeFi becomes very real and tangible. So in other areas, maybe DeFi and crypto is used to scam people out of their money. I'm not denying that exists. It's just like everything exists everywhere, right? Exists a lot. But in this instance, I accumulated enough knowledge and enough data points that make me believe, with my best judgment, I'm somewhere safe. Now, nobody in life can give you guarantees for anything. That doesn't exist. But you can take calculated and educated risks. And when you add that concept to diversification, then that's all you can do. That's all you can do.
Yeah. Speaking of the doing your own research that you're promoting right now, that we always promote every show, what would you say gave you that aha moment for the elephant money ecosystem? Was it that course? Was there any particular document or video, or was it kind of just a mixture of all of your due diligence when it came to looking into researching?
Yeah, it's really the sum of everything. But what was really nice for me was two things. First of all, the barrier to entry into this ecosystem is super, super low, right? I mean, you can buy the token at any value you want, and if you want to try futures, it's $200. And that lets you try and test, is this really working the way it's supposed to work? And what I always like to do is I like to go full circle. So can I deposit $200? Can I see that value accumulate? Can I take it back? And can I spend it with real money? The first time I utilized elephant money gains from futures was to pay for my parking in Amsterdam, Netherlands. Okay,
Wow.
Because I had connected it to the Spritz card. For those of you who know that, it's very easy to off ramp, how we call it.
Is that available in the U.S.?
Yes,
Yeah, Spritz is available in the U.S.
So, and then the
pretty
second,
nice.
I'm sorry.
Spritz is pretty nice. That's what I'll be using when I get to the point.
And then the second factor is the weekly X or Twitter spaces, where the leader of this movement and everyone else, you guys and everyone else who's interested in it, is come together and have a live conversation and have difficult conversations, but honest and direct, right? And that to me was really those two things in combination the seeing and using and believing, and then seeing who's behind the project. That's really, I believe, what did it for me.
Yeah, I love that transparency and the commitment of the community to get together and discuss just what's going on. And also, if you guys aren't in the official Elephant Money Telegram, make sure you're in the official one, because that's where official updates are posted first before Twitter or YouTube and such. And also, just always a quick reminder, make sure you're not in a fake group. Okay, make sure if you change your settings so you don't get added to a fake group. And just make sure you're an official one. There's never any airdrops or some special. There are promotions right now, but make sure, like I said, you're in the official group and you're getting your information in the appropriate place. And also make sure you join the Rug to Riches Telegram channel, which is also going to be it's a party in there, talking crypto, hanging out,
every day,
having a good time. So jump on in there.
Hold on, Control V.
Control V. What are you copying and pasting?
Yeah. Paste. Bam. There's the link.
Boom.
Nice.
Live
Come join the Telegram group, guys. Come be a part of the
and also Ria. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. R3A. The link to Elephant Money is elephant.money. Let me say that again. The link to Elephant Money is elephant.money. That's it. Nothing else. Elephant.money. Well, maybe
I type that in the chat. I know that website.
http www.elephant.money. So if you are concerned, if you're not in the official TG group for Elephant Money, it is on the website as well. So
yeah, I think Georgia got hooked into a wrong Telegram group with Elephant.
Serves her right.
Was Bank Teller calling her? If Bank Teller ever calls you at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday, don't pick up. He's not trying to give you a little bit of extra elephant tokens.
Bank Teller calls you ever. He's not really calling you.
Goldwyn will send Telegram messages to Bank Teller, and he won't read it for like 3 weeks straight and then respond back.
Oh, that's so crazy.
Yeah, Telegram is awesome. Reach out to any of us, just like Shankar was mentioning. You can reach out to him, and if you have questions or just want to learn more about crypto, it's like you're saying, if you just get your feet wet, you get in a community with people who actually, want the best for everyone and actually have a, positive growth mindset and see the future of what this bank is about versus, short-term projects or people who are just random on the internet. Always be careful. Use common sense. So,
yeah. Well, I think the biggest thing, is a breath of fresh air to have somebody like Shankar, because I know I always bring it up. I'm in Discord, and they're just the bane of society in there. But that it's just so negative and stuff. So to hear you talk and how you have gone through your due diligence, and with your background, that's the things that inspire me and remind me of what my aha moment was, because when I saw it, I was like, man, why can't I get more people into this? Like, why can't everybody else see? And actually, that's how AG got in, right? I literally sent it to him and said, what am I missing? Like, this seems like the golden goose, like the cat's meow.
It took me a while to get in.
But that's
once I looked it up.
I think that's like you're saying too, there's so much good content out there. There's, you do have to do your own research, but the more we can produce these, informative and educational videos, right, helps people learn about DeFi, crypto. It really is a masterclass in finance. I know it's been referred to that before, but learning all about, all sorts of different, streets you can run down, but it really does give you a deeper insight into money and your financial future.
Yeah.
And you know what else sold me on Elephant was the dev. BT, when the first exploit happened and he came out immediately, told us what was going on, very transparent, and you could just tell in the tone of his voice that he ain't going anywhere. He's here to stay and to fight. And I put a lot of belief in that, and it paid off. Speaking of devs, we got Mike Oates in the house. he is the dev for another project that I have looked into, and he's actually going to be on the show tomorrow. Not tomorrow, next week. Next week. Next week. So you guys are going to have to tune in and see an AMA with Michael. We call him Mikey, and the buy, hold, earn project on the Ethereum chain.
Awesome.
Very similar to Elephant, but it's also different. So
it's like Bitcoin. It's just not. I mean,
so Zach is going to pick them apart and ask him all these questions. And
oh, I got to do some research. I don't have my homework done yet.
Well, you got a whole week.
Okay, good. But yeah.
One thing that I wanted to react to, Goldwyn, what I can relate to that frustration of wanting to share this, and like it seems that nobody really picks up on it, right? And then there's of course this whole layer of you can't give financial advice and all of that, which is true. It is like when I discovered this, I tried to take this to a few business friends, and I'm sure you all know what the first reaction is. It's unfortunately probably always very similar, right? Like everybody like says, no, this is bad, this is a scam, leave that away, you're gonna lose your money and all of that. And I'm people mean well, and I asked myself at some point, I mean, you obviously, speaking to myself, you obviously have very successful businesses that take all of your time. So why don't you just focus on your businesses and use elephant money as the bank, as BT says, and don't care about anything else, right? But there is, in my opinion, a certain responsibility we have as community members and also as humans, understanding that not everybody is maybe so in such a financially stable place, or like this is an opportunity. And I know Bank Teller has in his heart of heart, he says this is a cash flow opportunity for those, he once said, this is for the single moms who don't know how to put food on the table in whatever, to provide to create savings for their children. And that's why I'm like, I cannot stop talking about it. I really can't, and I might not be as vocal. I mean, I spoke a lot tonight, right? Good. I'm catching up on all the time I didn't speak. But so, I want to thank you guys for putting in that work with the channel here and everyone else in the community that tirelessly creates content, because it's definitely not easy and sometimes a thankless job.
I tell you what, we have this channel, and we do a show every Monday night, and working a 9-to-5 job and trying to make the thumbnails and get the host or the guests, it can wear you out. But I can't imagine what Zach goes through. I mean, that's his life right there, making these. I mean, I bet he's got an 8-pack underneath his shirt with all those.
Nah, man. No, man. But no, like you're saying, it's fun. It wears on you sometimes. I want to go on a little vacation, but no, this is a vacation, right? Learning and teaching and talking about crypto. This is a job. It's not a job. It's a hobby, and it's a passion, and like you were just mentioning, Shankar, that's why from a philosophical standpoint, I have so much passion and drive for this, just as I know all of us share here tonight, is because of that really, big impact that it can have on millions of people all around the world. And it really doesn't take many steps for us to get there. Like we're saying, there's the onboarding, the adoption, starting small. It really doesn't take much to get people to understand how to use the technology and see how it can benefit in the long run. So that's also just what gets me very excited. And like I said, I've been in, I'm sure all of us here, we invest in, Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe this new coin, maybe you look into other projects, but from a philosophical like mission and an actual impact on the lives of many, and we have it today. It's not a pie in the sky, like kind of, L3 layer 3 where instant transactions and we're going to make money come out of the air. Right. But, we have a system today and we have this working protocol and we have this growing community. So yeah, all those things are, we're on the right path. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. Thank you. We really thank you for coming on the show and we hope you come back anytime, man. This is just stage and platform to each one teach one. That's a philosophy of sharing your knowledge to everyone that, who wants to learn.
I'll definitely be back. It's been really a pleasure to spend the evening with you all.
Well, you don't have to leave just yet. I think Goldwyn's got some charts he might want to throw up on the screen. You ready for money lines?
Great.
Yeah, do we want to do money lines or do we want to talk? I interrupted Zach about the
we can just quickly touch on the two promotions and you guys feel free to jump in, but just a reminder, guys, right? The unlimited NFTs, if you mint a black one, you'll also receive a secondary NFT free of charge. So that's a really cool way of, if you're already interested in getting into round 2, right now at a price of 2 BNB, which is a retail value of roughly $700, right? These things are on a heater. I know everyone who holds NFTs are really happy right now because your underlying collateral has been appreciating, really nicely. The BNB, I think, has gone from $300 to $350 over the last 7 to 14 days, somewhere in that time period. But so those NFTs, though, so like I mentioned, mint one black, get one back.
Mob Gob,
coined by Mr. Patrick Cryptozoa. And then we also have that.
Hey, Zach.
Yes, go ahead.
Fun fact, right? We had 60 something mints in a row with no blacks.
Whoa. I did not know that. That's news to me. So right now, is this live? No. Hold on. Pause the show. Hold on. Okay, what were you saying? Go ahead. 60.
No, I'm kidding. So remember, to start the promo, we had 60 in a row with no blacks. We've now had 6. So we've had 6 blacks minted in the last 30 or 40. As a matter of fact, we had 4 in the last, I think, 15.
I think BT switched a button or flipped a switch or something. I'm just playing with you. No, that's pretty wild. Those last 6 people are really happy right now. That's really cool.
2 people minted 4 black mint NFTs. Actually, the last person. Yep. The last person minted 4 at one time.
Mm-hmm.
Got 2 black NFTs. So they actually got 6 for the price of 4 and 2 black NFTs.
That's awesome. That guy was smiling ear to ear right now. That's awesome.
All right. And then also remember the not only the black NFTs, but every 100 mints, we get 5 random mints, not black. So 5 random non-black mints that get a free NFT as well. You know what we fell? We fell 3 short this week. 3 short. 97 is what we're sitting on. If people would have minted 3 more, we would have given away 5. Well, we wouldn't have. We would have drawn 5 mints and the.
Well, we still can. The show's not over yet.
That's true.
We got
all right.
3 mints. Go out there.
That's right.
Mint
3. Somebody go mint 3.
You got about 45 minutes.
So is that kind of the plan, Goldwyn? Do you want to every Monday? Is that when you're going to announce, given that we hit that 100 goal line, just to remind our viewers at home?
Yes, correct. So if we can hit, that would be awesome if we could do 100 every week, right? And then every week we would draw 5 non-black winners to, and then the marketing campaign is what supplies those. It's not racist. The black ones get free ones anyway.
Let's make that. That is a really good goal, though. If every Monday we have 100 minted by then, so Herd, get busy. All right, this week, I got to hit the Uber a little bit harder. Got to get my McDonald's application in. Okay, but yeah, we got to get those NFTs minted. I was going on that because we also were, I think we're about to cross the middle line of round 2 and head towards a round of 4 BNB. So with BNB going up and this like just prepare. That's also just so important right now when we're preparing for the halving and then potentially the next bull cycle. Yeah.
Yep. And then so
Do you
the
want to
next
jump into
promotion
charts or
was,
anything? Or the
well, we have
new-
the 1,000.
Oh, and one last. Sorry,
elephant-
yeah. Look at that. Three promotions, and I got a chopstick in my hand. Don't ask me why I got a chopstick. That's has black stuff on it. Some ink. It's yeah. Oh, where's that? We also have that new wallet promotion. So if you purchase $10 of elephant token in a new wallet, then you'll be eligible for potentially receiving 1,000. Is that BUS or was it $1,000 worth of BNB or $1,000 of elephant? Do you guys know off the top of
It's
your head?
$1,000 worth of elephant.
Of elephant.
Yep.
Wow.
And-
So you
and
can wake up.
specific-
Go ahead. Yeah.
specifically $10 through Buy with Bertha.
Through Buy with Bertha. Yep.
Yep.
So let's talk about that, because I've been hearing some chatter that people don't like it. They think it's too low. $10 too low. It should be $100. I personally love the idea. What's your guys' thoughts?
I
on
think it's effing hilarious that you love something, which means it sucks.
No.
Because you're
Not at
usually the Nancy negative person on this show that's always downing everything that BT does. And here
No.
you are stroking his ego, talking about his $10 wallet thing.
Yeah, this is the best idea yet. And Golan's like, oh no.
No, I like it. So here's the deal.
He likes it because he opened 48 already this morning. That's why he likes it.
I like it because it's easy for people to get into. If you go to someone new and say, "Hey, you put in $100, you could win $1,000." And people that are new to the system, new to crypto, new to DeFi, they're scared to drop $100.
Yeah.
$10. It's like, yeah, sure, I'll pay $10. That's opening the door to an audience that normally probably would have never even looked at us before, and that's going to add rapid growth to holder count. The whole point of that is because the more wallets we have, the more eyes see us. I think I heard somewhere, I could be wrong, but if we had 100,000 wallet addresses, we bypass all of the coin market cap regulations or whatever they are, blocking us. So that right there is a plus.
I'm curious, do you guys know, I thought that there was something like there needed to be like $100 worth of the token to be registered. I don't know if that's on, Dex Screener or something, or like you mentioned, if you have $10 in a wallet, I'm pretty sure it would still appear on BSC scan.
Yeah.
So it would still show in the
I think
holders.
$5 was the minimum for
$5.
BSC.
Okay, so that's it. $5.
Yeah.
Nathan, that's the first time anybody's ever said this on that show.
Here, put it up on the
just-
screen. What did Nathan say? AG is right. First time for everything.
And Georgia would definitely disagree with that.
Nathan, here's to you, buddy.
Yeah.
But
No, I mean, I like it, like you're saying, AG, that you brought up a really good point. It opens up an audience who doesn't want to, might not be interested or want to get involved, but now it's like, oh, $10. And yeah, I wanted to get into crypto anyways, and I've heard of the Bitcoin. So it just helps put, the foot in the door approach. And imagine the winner stories. I can't wait. Hopefully we'll have some on our show. Oh my gosh, I woke up and I put in, $10. I had $1,010 in my wallet.
do we know how many tokens $10 is?
Well, let's see. 1 million is 25 cents. So $10. I'm trying to do some quick math. So 4 million would be $1. So $10 would be 40 million tokens. Am I on Jeopardy?
Yeah, 40 million. Oh yeah. I keep thinking.
Boom. I was in Quiz Bowl. I was in Scholars Bowl. Boom. Ding, ding. Before they're even done reading the question, ding, I already got the answer. Yeah. Man, yeah. That's where I need to get back to my roots of enunciation. Go read at the tournaments. That's a good practice. Become a better public speaker. Read those crazy questions. Smart kids out there. Yeah.
So what do you guys think? You think it's too low, or are you happy with it?
Actually, I really like your argument. I'm not even gonna joke. That was a really great argument.
Yeah, no, I agree. Especially for that person who wins, because again, for so many, including myself, seeing and receiving in this case is believing, right? I mean, there's there's this disbelief again from so many that say like this cannot, even people who want to believe in crypto, it's like this cannot have value. I don't get it. Like how is, and you know, if, and I agree, like $10, who, like I can, you know, convince some people to give that a try, and then if 1,000 come back, then well, that's nice. Maybe that there is something behind this.
Yeah.
But also think about those that do not win the 1,000, right? They most likely, is my assumption, is that they will just say, okay, well, I'm gonna let that sit. I'm gonna get busy with life, and then in a few months or years, that'll have, that balance will have turned into something else.
Hopefully,
and then that will be a late adoption, which is still really important and valuable.
yeah, if they can put
That's
$10 and it doubles in a few months, and they come back to it and be like, bro, just imagine if you would have put $100 in there. Now you'd have
Listen,
200.
Hey,
Okay.
when I first got into crypto, I was using like Coinbase Pro,
Mhm.
and then I completely stopped using it and completely forgot about it for like 2 years. And so I had some ETH in there, and it was like $10, right? Well, the 3 years had gone by, and when I went back to use Coinbase Pro for whatever reason, there was $100 of ETH sitting in there.
See?
But when I stopped using it, it was like it was only in there because it would cost more to take it out. So whatever it was higher in transaction fees. So, but then when I came back, it was $100 worth of ETH. It was crazy. So same thing.
I heard a story about this guy. He went to jail for credit card fraud. And before he went to jail, he had like 10 Bitcoin that he bought and put it in there. And he went to jail for like 5 years. And when he got out, he was able to access this thing, and the
That's
Bitcoin
so
had
good.
blown up.
God, man, I declared bankruptcy like, I don't know, 20 years ago. Oh, 20 years ago, Bitcoin went around. Damn it.
Yeah.
That would have been good.
Darn it.
Oh, darn you.
One book I'll recommend. This is a book that was recommended to me by a gentleman in Fly and DeFi, which is Chris Farrell and Jed's community. This book right here, Debt, The First 5,000 Years by David Graeber. It's not too deep intellectually, you know, to comprehend the book a little bit, but it's really good. About halfway through right now, but it's a really good book just discussing kind of the idea of money and how we got to where we are now. I think financial literacy is purposefully not taught, you know, in the education system.
I totally agree with that.
To keep people in the dark, kind of like you're mentioning, when people don't understand financial derivatives or don't understand even
They don't even teach checking accounts in school anymore.
Sorry, what were you saying?
I said they don't even teach how to run or look at a checking account, balance a checkbook.
Really?
Yeah, they don't do any of that. They don't teach about retirement. They don't teach about anything.
Yeah.
Sorry, one gold one had to go take a leak.
Yeah, there you go. He's like typing real quick. Hey, don't tell him, but I gotta go real quick. And you're like, oh, by the way.
Let's leave his mic on, see if we can hear the toilet flush.
Yeah, didn't that happen with what was that with one? Was it Vivek Ramaswamy on the recent presidential campaign? Did you hear about that? He left his mic on, and they heard him take a leak, and then they came back. They said, "How was? You feel better now?" He said, "Yeah." But it was Goldwyn. But well, I forgot my tangent here. But money and financial literacy. Okay, yeah, you're saying it, and especially in modern day of more now than ever with instant gratification and cell phones and such, and like people's online shopping, and money is more of, it really is just accounting. It is just numbers on a page turning. It's the more you understand what money is and how it's a tool and how it should be used, the stronger you'll be. And like I said, this is education that isn't common, and it isn't deep. It isn't difficult. It's just something you should expose yourself to.
Yeah. I'm looking at a product called Green Light. You ever heard of that? It's like a debit card for kids, like a little bank account for kids, and they teach you how to use it. So, or how to be financially independent and things like that. And I can put chores on there, and if he does all the chores, then I can deposit money onto his debit
Oh,
card.
that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a baby steps into banking, and learning the fiscal
Yeah.
responsibilities.
Yeah, it's so
So-
important. It doesn't matter if you make, it doesn't matter the person making $30,000 a year, $50,000 a year, 80,000, 150,000. Like, if you
Mhm.
do not have financial literacy, it doesn't matter. You're going to spend it. You'll have these material possessions that break or are worthless, have no resale value, etc. And it doesn't matter where it's like he was given with, you got to learn with a little. So when you have a lot, you'll make sure you already know what to do and not be prepared to, waste it or squander it. What's going on, Layla?
So what's going on? Did
Hey,
you
Layla.
take a big deuce?
Nah, man, I had to go drain my banana bag. You know how it rolls.
I'm glad this is a high quality educational crypto stream.
Listen, got to keep it real.
Yeah.
How am I in the middle? I mean, I'm shocked you didn't flip me as soon as I came back on.
Yeah, don't we have a kind of like a pattern here? He's breaking it up now.
I know. I'm not used to being in the middle. There we go.
There you go.
Always on the side. Always put baby in the corner. Just
No, I put you up front because you're the first thing that people see. People read from left to right.
That's
You're
true.
unless
All right.
you're another country that reads right to left.
All right, you ready?
Yeah,
Ready
it was
for money lines, or do you still?
Yeah. No, I'm good.
Okay, I heard bottles opening. I didn't know. If
I'm
you were
like 2 pounds lighter.
Oh, lucky you.
Now let's take a look at the charts and see how the crypto market is looking this week with Goldwyn. This is Money Lines on the Rugs to Riches show.
All right, what do we got going on here today?
All right. Hey, so Zach, you were saying we were at like 1.8 trillion. Look at that. Bam, like 195, right?
Let's go. Bullet.
This is the total market cap. So this is all of crypto.
Mhm.
And the big thing is listen, we've been talking about these I can never remember. What are these things called again?
Fibonacci levels.
I know. Yeah. So we've been talking about the Fibonacci. So see how the total market cap, we broke through the section, right? The green to darker green.
Mhm.
And then we retraced, held support, and then we bounced off it again. So I wasn't smart enough to go to the top and see where the next level was, but we are running pretty good. So the total market cap for crypto looks great.
I'm calling double top right now. It's about to fall back down, and
I hope there's a retracing Bitcoin. So I
support
can
becomes
get some more
resistance.
Zach, shut your whore mouth.
I need more time to accumulate. Don't run off without me. No, sincerely, I think we'll continue to pump until the halving. That's in my opinion the next catalyst for sell the news. The whole Bitcoin ETF launch was the most recent sell the news catalyst. But I think right now everyone's just like, go Bitcoin, go. We love crypto. We never talked bad about you. We always were here. We didn't go nowhere.
Well, speaking of Bitcoin, this is the next slide. So again, what we did, that whole double top, you probably were a little premature on that, Zach, but it might be, right? So we had, the 51,000, that's where the little support, we're kind of bouncing off that. So we're if we break that, then we probably will come back and retest that support line, the green to teal. Is that what we call it? Green to teal. So hopefully we hold that little blue line that I drew. We'll see that over the next week or two. But that's 51.3, I think.
I'm kind of hoping for that pullback because I've got money on the sidelines and I'm waiting to buy.
You know what that means?
What does that mean?
It means no pullback. You should have put it in.
I don't know. AG, like you're saying, Goldwyn, he's kind of like our reverse Uno card. He's like kind of our reverse magnet.
He's like the Kramer.
He might be like the calling shots, and we're like, nah. And he's like, swoosh.
He's like the Kramer. He did call. What did he call it at the ETF? He totally called that one, didn't he?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, and like you're saying, AG, and Goldwyn, we started a little crypto wallet to do a potential R2R trading challenge. And yeah, I'm liking right now 48,000 right there. If I don't know, put in a little limit order right there. I don't know. That might be the first trade of the challenge.
That's true. It could be one of those death picks, right? If you put it in there, it could touch it and bounce right back off it. Sure could.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that's good. I think we're flying high. This is good. Let's keep it going. Let's go. The more volume and attention and everything pre-halving, the better. And it's, to me, it's like a dam wall. And the more water we get bouncing and pushing, and then halving happens, I think all that pressure will come back, and supply and demand, less supply, same or more demand. Good
where do you
stuff.
guys think we'll be at halving price-wise Bitcoin?
When's halving's a month away still?
60 days. April 24th is the current, I think, current April 23rd is current ETA.
So are we coming back down, or are we gonna keep rallying?
I think by that time we'll be around 50. Like in between 40 and 50. So 45. I'll go 45.
Where does 45 on this list at? I can't even see it. Where is 45 on this list? Is it past our support? Yeah.
Oh, we're yeah.
Come on, man. Yeah, I guess 45 is this green to teal zone. So it could be there. It could be there.
Because is that the major trend line right there, Goldwyn? Is it the yellow line or that darker green above the yellow line? Which one's
so
the
we have the yellow. The yellow line is our longer term one. So the green line that's just above it is the recent trend line that we've held.
Yeah, if I'm looking kind of what happened in December, we had those hot few months, like through November through December. Right now, since beginning of February, really, we've gone hot right now. So I could see a repeat happening, just going to be some more accumulation, and we'll maybe a retest of that major trend line. The trend is the trend until the end.
We also have the Fibonacci support too.
Fair.
So if
look
we
how
come down,
hot it is, man. I don't know. Like I said, halving is a strong catalyst, and everyone's excited, and so maybe that's all I got for this for Bitcoin.
Yeah. Next one's ETH. So ETH, the only reason I put this one in is because ETH finally broke that next Fibonacci level. So what we're gonna have to do is wait and see if it's gonna come back. But it was kind of neat because you can see the Fibonacci level as it hit it, it bounced off it, but then it gained support and it rallied right past it.
It looks like it hit it and changed the color of the line. Hit it so hard.
Well, I put that there so we could see what that price level was.
Gotcha.
So because
it's almost $3,000.
It is. It's almost 3,000.
What do you think the price of ETH is going to be at all-time high for this bull market? Think it's going to be 10 grand, or do you think it'll be more than that?
I don't think it is. I don't think it'll hit 10 grand. What was all-time high?
All-time high was 5.
Yeah, I won't hit 10 grand then. I think 7,500.
Really? That's low. That's too low.
I don't know, man. You gotta wait. My predictions are all going to be all over the place until the halving, honestly. Until I see what happens. Do we really have a major pullback, or are we just going to keep sending it? And now we just have less Bitcoin on the market, and we just keep sending it.
At the peak of the bull market, what do you think it's going to be?
That's what I was saying. I really asked me 60 days. Asked me in 6 podcasts. No, I'm just kidding. But I'll say 10K. I think psychologically, it's going to be like a magnet, right? People are like, it's rallying. It's at 8K. It's at 9K. Like. It's gonna pull it up there.
What do you think in chat? Chat, tell us what do you think Ethereum will be? Shankar, what do you think?
Yeah, see, that is where I differ a lot in. I don't often look at price because I just I don't think in what's at halving. I'm like, what could be in 5 years and 10 years? So my the way I behave is not going to be impacted, and I don't have an educated. I mean, I could give you a guess, but I don't really have an.
Give us a guess. Give us a guess.
All right, yeah. So
just know. Hold on.
Throw a dart.
Just know, right or wrong, you're putting it out there, and we will have this.
So if you're spot on, we're like, boom, Shankar.
That's right. One way or the other.
Yeah. I would go with 7,000.
Oh, Team Goldwyn.
We got the chat. You got to break this tiebreaker.
Chat, you got to break it.
2 people for 10, 2 people for 7. What what is the chat saying? They are the tie breakers.
No.
Oh my gosh.
So B&B, this is the one. Right? We were talking about elephants tied to
Ooh.
B&B.
Yeah.
This is such a crazy chart. I don't know if you guys can see this X plus Y equals, tantric. I don't know. Anyway, if you see you see these lines that I've drawn, it kind of looks like a jacks. Like what's that jacks with the ball?
Looks
Oh
like
yeah. I see next to the
a kick
$400 kind of
Yes.
that
with
green.
lines.
Right. So what we have here is this is a bull flag. Okay. So I've drawn we're coiled. Elephant Money's used to that. We're coiling the spring. Well, that's what B&B has done. Right. B&B has coiled up and it's fixing to shoot up or it's fixing to shoot down. One or the other. Once it breaks, if it breaks the target, which isn't even on this screen because it's not high enough, is $400, which coincides with the next level. So it goes from orange to green. So the next Fibonacci level is just shy of 400. So if this breaks this bull flag to the upside, we then could rally all the way to 400 for BNB.
Let's go, man. I love it. Love to see that, right? The elephant money's on the BNB blockchain. And so the more successful the BNB token does, the better for elephant money as well.
Yeah,
So
I was actually pretty excited about this. Yeah.
Yeah. So you think it's going to break to the upside?
I do. I think for whatever reason, BNB's finally rallying. We got out from underneath that lawsuit and they paid all their fines. And I think it's just time. Out of all the major, top 20 coins, BNB is the one that's still suppressed the most, right? It hasn't done that Solana run where Solana went from whatever to whatever. It hasn't done even Bitcoin. Bitcoin's gone. Where were we at? 20?
Yeah, 17,000 to 50,000. So 3x or whatever you want to call it,
right?
Or a little bit
Bitcoin,
less.
Yeah, BNB hasn't done that.
Yeah, I agree with you, Glow. And I went on to go on record. We talked about contrarian trades and positions. We talked about how BNB had not run yet, whereas other L1s had, like Avalanche and Optimism and Ethereum. And so, yeah, I think BNB right now, like you're mentioning, this if you guys don't recall either, if your amnesia's kicking in, right? Goldwyn put a chart up the other week and was spot on. He was a what do you call those? He was a sniper. Ding! He was right on target. So,
like I almost knew what these lines mean, like that I drew just
almost like it made some sense here. So maybe this time next week we'll be patting him on the digital back again on a digital head.
So what do you think the all-time high is going to be for BNB?
What was first of all, what was the all-time high to begin with? Hold on, let me pull that up real quick.
Was it 650 or something like that?
Yeah, I think it was just shy of 700.
Let's see here. BNB.
Bank Teller had made a good point about, right, the next bull run, right? BNB and Binance is positioned in such a way that they will capture value from the any sort of activity in the crypto market. So we're well positioned at people who are in elephant money to also reap that success. I think that's one of the major reasons why, when it comes to the reasoning why elephant money is on the BNB blockchain, is one, the low transaction fees, but two, also just having the backing of the largest cryptocurrency exchange, right? And the blue chip asset, all these sort of things. Now still top 5 and right now rallying right back to maybe top 3 position. So
yeah. So BNB's all-time high was 686.
Yeah, 686. Okay.
So again, if you think Ethereum will double, then BNB is going to do more than that, I think. But I'm still
so
I think if you think Ethereum will double, I think that BNB will more than double. However, just the same thing, like I didn't go double on the Ethereum, I'm not going to double on BNB. I think it'll be just north of $1,000. Like Nathan said, four figures for BNB.
I have 13 in my head, 1,300.
Nice.
What do you think, Zach?
If we see some crazy stuff happen and just like a 10x, right, that put it at 3,500. Right, if we have Ethereum is a 5x, a 7x for this. Let's just say 2100. I'd say it's 21. It just all
Nice.
gets crazy because it like we said, each week if we keep doing our predictions, we'll be able to snip at the one we're right. So I got to remember what I said this
So
week.
you're saying 2100?
2100.
Wow.
Oh,
I hope you're right, buddy.
I hope you're right too.
They are gonna, just like they kind of pump. It's not a BNB is not a decentralized token. It's a very centralized token. So I think we'll have a lot of help from Binance's
Well,
holdings, from
and they
Brian
do
Burns and other.
they do quarterly burns, right?
Yeah,
That's
and other
huge.
support from the Binance ecosystem. It's like, I love Elephant Money, more so than a majority of Elephant than other crypto projects, because of stuff like Bertha having like a team player who's always supporting the future of this ecosystem, and something like Binance being a multi-billion-dollar company, being the biggest trading exchange, listing, all these sorts of things. It's comforting to know that they're financially incentivized for their success long term to have the BNB token also go up. So it's kind of like having a Bertha for the ecosystem. For BNB, it's having a traditional business model supporting this decentralized currency.
That's very good. I like it. Shankar, you have any guesses
Yeah,
on BNB?
I feel like 1,000, honestly. That seems to be a psychological barrier there. But I'm very confident that it'll go up, though. Yeah.
And just remember, guys, Ethereum's low last cycle was around $88, I believe, and then it went up to $4,000. So just know
That's a
that,
good point.
crazy stuff can happen cycle to cycle,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to adoption and utilization. And that's
Well,
like we talked. Yeah.
And like you're saying, Zach, too, BNB is a cycle behind, right? So, where it was Bitcoin and then Ethereum came on, so they have those cycles. Well, BNB was a cycle behind, so it came in a cycle after Ethereum. So if you look at Ethereum's movement last year or last cycle, that's what BNB is going to go through, right? So the same thing.
Yeah.
If you have that crazy, 100 to 4,000, well, BNB's low was, where did we hit? 300
or 220 down there.
yeah, 220. Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, 200, right?
So at a 40x multiple, that'd be what, 8,000, right? So
let's call it. It's
yeah,
R2R exclusive snippet.
Yeah, and right, but that it's crazy. We talk these numbers and that we talk about with crypto and kind of what puts people off. It's a 40x return. You can't get that in real estate, or you can't get that if you open your own business and you work there for 20 years and then you sell the company, right? All these things are possible in cryptocurrency and decentralized finance. And it's just like, right, you don't want to get involved in penny stocks. You don't want to get involved in things that have no future. You want to get involved with things that have a future. There's a reason why there will be a buyer tomorrow. There's a reason there will be a seller tomorrow. That's how markets exist and get created over time. So longevity and sustainability are key factors when it comes to these digital markets. You gotta have a community and an ecosystem and a use case, and that's how you bring success long term. That's how you have to have an adoption of the currency. It's like if you have a nation with a currency and no one wants to use it and no one's productive and etc., it's going to be a failed currency. However, if you have a strong community and strong guidelines and strong value capture, you'll have success over time.
All right. Well, what we've been talking about, elephant money. So, most people might look at this chart and be like, "Oh my gosh, this is horrible. It's just down and to the right." But what BT actually said in main chat, I think it was today. We've now exited the redistribution phase and we have entered the accumulation phase. So if you can see this chart, we're going down and to the right. However, in the last month and a half, we've actually started going sideways, right? So as bad as it may seem, this is where the diamond hands are starting to take over. Yes, we still have more sellers. People in main chat are like, how come BNB's up, 10, 20% over the last 30 days or whatever it is, but elephant isn't. Well, it's because the sellers are still selling. It drives me bonkers. The sellers are still selling at this point, right?
Yeah.
But it's their money, right?
Mhm.
That's one thing that I think I can respect BT a lot about is it's not self shaming, right? It's your money. If you want to sell it, right? It's there to do that because Bertha's still going to do what? She's going to collect her fees, right? As Crazy World said earlier, why is there 10% fees? That's value capture. When you want to leave the ecosystem, you can leave at any time, but she's gonna take her cut, And us, if you're selling on PCS, we're gonna get those reflections, right? I love reflections. Every time someone sells big giant gobs of tokens on PCS, well, my bag goes up, But the sellers are going to hate themselves, right? Because right now you can see where we've stopped that steep slope. We broke the trend line, the downtrend, and now we've started going sideways. Well, what's going to happen is the sellers are going to be exhausted and they're going to stop selling. BNB is going up, and BNB is printing green on our chart, even though the sellers are still selling, right? But our charts are showing green, and what that's going to signal to the people, the outside world, is that people are buying. So FOMO is going to start setting in. The sellers are going to stop, and buyers are going to start buying again. And eventually, what we're going to do is we're going to trend sideways for a little bit, but then we're going to start inching our way up, and then we're going to start shooting up.
Yep, just like we did before.
Just like we did before. And once we reach this third parabolic run, it's going to be bananas. Like this chart that we see that looks like Mount Everest, that's going to be a molehill.
Yeah, Goldwyn, you just gave me so many good insights, inspiring me to make my next video on YouTube. But the key word that you mentioned there, maybe big screen for me, Goldwyn or AG, one of you, right? The key word you mentioned, you can make me big screen, and my beautiful face. The key word you mentioned there, right, was seller exhaustion, right? The sellers are gonna go, ooh, I'm tired, man. I dropped my bags off. I'm done carrying these heavy bags, right? And they're tired and they go away. Goodbye, right? Bank teller so ingeniously saw that these kind of cycles would happen in any market condition. And because there's a utility for the product of futures, right? This means that there's constant cash flow coming into the protocol. So there's constant deposits coming in and buying that elephant token that Bertha is holding on to through futures. So what does that mean? Once all those exhausted sellers are out of here, right? Who's left there, right? Buyers beware. Only buyers will be there, right? And that's what paints these green candles. And right, we exit accumulation into the next leg up. So yeah, that's the keyword, seller exhaustion, and the chart's showing it there as we find a bottom here. And it's exciting as we kind of move into the next market cycle. If we can really build your bag right now, you'll be ready for that kind of next leg up.
And we talked about it last week too, right? We talked about if you only buy on green days, you're losing money, right? So I don't know who was it, the blood in the streets guy? Who is that, AG?
That's Warren Buffett.
No, that old guy said that.
Yeah.
Seriously?
When there's blood in the streets,
man, I don't want to give him
the original attribute.
Maybe it was someone else.
All right, we'll give it to
Nathan Rothschild said to buy when there's blood in the streets.
Rothschild.
Even worse. Let's go back. We'll give it to Warren. But that's the thing. If you look at this chart, right, we have a green line, we have a yellow line, we have a red line, right? That red line's what? Blood. There's blood in the streets, right? And so that's exactly it. There's blood in the streets of Elephant. Everybody, even the people that have been diehard people are now starting to think, right? They're starting to think maybe I should sell my elephant. Maybe I should sell, right? And I could tell you from going through a couple bull runs, I've done that. Not elephant, but I've done it for other projects where I'm like, you know what? I know that this was Bitcoin. When Bitcoin was at 3,000, I was like, damn it, I'm going to sell my Bitcoin because it's going to drop to 2, and then I'm going to double my position. Guess what it did? It went to 5. So not only did I not double my position, I also lost 30% of my bag because I had to buy back in, right? So those people and Zach's been a preacher getting up on his soapbox saying trading and leverage is not the way, right? It's holding, it's grabbing that elephant by the balls and holding on to it, right? And buying when there's blood in the streets. Thank you, Nathan Rothschild. Blech.
Well, and then something that I always like to talk about is like for the community, the ability for there to be sellers who are selling to, for whatever their reason may be, to get their gains. I think that is something very positive and powerful for the community, because it means that there's real utility for those people who said, I'm going to trust in this for store of value, and at a point where I want it back, I can. As opposed to other projects where we have sells out of maliciousness, these are, I think, for the most part, sells out of utility and out of speculation. And that is just part of a healthy marketplace. And I love that BT is aware of that. And he mentions that often, and we have to, as a community, be grateful for people who are willing to get in at earlier stages. And then we have to be also grateful to see them being able to get out when they choose so, because we would want to do that too, right? So that's how I see this as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm excited, and honestly, it's preparing, right? Birth is healthier than ever, and it just gives an opportunity for the herd and people who understand this project to scoop up things at discounted prices. That's all it comes down to, and the education continues, the outreach continues. It's things don't, that's what's so cool about DeFi and these blockchains, is that it's a global effort and it's 24/7, and it's not going anywhere, and it's built to last. So all of these things excite me so much, because I think about software that goes out of style, or technology surpasses, and there's some other new shiny thing, where something like this that's using very simple math, and just using a technology that's designed to last, it excites me so much, just to see the power of what this can achieve over time. It really is a black hole for value capture. And people who are doing their own research, they're getting into position. Yeah.
And actually, we talked about it. I think we talked about it with Double OG, right? Shout out Mason. When he was on the show, right? We talked about where are the true diamond hands for elephant money when we're talking about the herd, and we were 150 to 175, right? Well, guess what? We just broke that 150, and oh my God. Herd, please do not let the LPs pass us. We are, I'm not even kidding, 4 trillion away.
Oh gosh.
So herd, if we sell 2 trillion, then the LPs will pass the herd. Like I haven't done the math or whatever. I didn't look at the charts to find out when that happened last. But that's like mind-blowing to me. Like that little emoji, that's me right now. I can't even believe we're even discussing the fact that the LPs might flip the herd, right? Because the herd has one mission, right? Every person that complains about the elephant price, okay, every herd member that has complained about the elephant price, guess what? The herd, the people that have bought and sold elephant, have sold 90 trillion elephant in the last 5 months. 90 trillion. Right? 90 trillion. And guess what? Birth is still at 198. The liquidity is still at, what are we at? 50 or 60 trillion, or 50 or 60 million. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Right?
It's huge. And I think, Goldwyn, a problem comes to is that most people might be more on like George's level or AG's level, where they're still at the beginning of their journey of crypto and DeFi. So like she mentioned in the comment there, like maybe elephant money for dummies, or beginners, whatever you want to call it, right? All that helps people learn, because some people might not know what it means to take 90 trillion elephant tokens, right, that have been reintroduced. Yeah, that is pretty wild over, but that just shows you, right? Gold went over what? That's October to February. What, that's 1, 2, 3, like 3-4 months. Just the power of how quick things can, either way change. So, yeah.
EMH had said it right. He gave us the math. Well, the math works both ways, and it is really it's the power of the herd, right? So if you look on this elephant chart that just looks like a mountain to Georgia, the left side of the mountain is when we were all in good times, right? We were all making that 2%, 5% days, right? And everybody was hunky dory and everybody was kumbaya. And you know what? When we got up here to the top, I don't know how many times I heard, man, I wish I could just buy it for 30 cents. I wish I could buy it for 35 cents again. I would buy so much elephant if it was 30 cents again. Well, now it's at like, where are we at? 25 cents. Now you can buy a million elephant for 1 quarter. A million elephant for 1 quarter.
Yeah.
Right. And so I lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
Anyway,
all the same people that aren't going anywhere. That's what always excites me. It's like the people who knew about Bitcoin, more so in the later years. If you knew about Bitcoin when it was $4 and $8, like, you probably forgot about it for a few years. But if you knew about Bitcoin when it was like $300 and $600, it's say in that kind of range for a long time, you knew about it when it went to 2000. Like, and you now it's, it's like, it's something you can't unsee because it's now an experience you've had. And so I think something similar happens with elephant or any crypto experiences. You get involved, you see some things. Oh, Bitcoin's at 13,000. Oh, it's at 10,000. Oh, wait, it's at 60,000 now. It's now just part of your experiences. And so same thing with the elephant, right? If you look on the chart here, that's why people have amnesia, right? If we look right here at July, right? July, August, September, October, it took 4 months for that incredible run up. So, 120 days. And now it's been roughly 120 days since then, October to, November, December, January, we're entering February, or halfway through February. It doesn't take much. And it just takes, like you were mentioning, the herd was rowing together. If everyone works together, you can really build this financial cooperative and make it very strong. But when people scared the herd, right, you spook the herd a little bit. It just takes some time for now us to rebuild back up. But it's investing. And like I said, these are both, just like Shankar's mentioning, this is very zoomed in. We can, when we shoot over to my news, I got another picture you zoomed out. But yeah, always make long-term decisions and not short-term ones for long-term success. When I think long-term.
Yeah. Herd, if you're still here, if you still hold elephant money, all you got to do is DCA a couple times. If we all DCA a couple times this next week, guess what? There will be green at the end of the week.
Didn't you like have a math problem that you were going to tell us? Like something like if there was 20,000 holders and we all bought $200 worth of elephant, it would push us like up like 20% or something like that. Weren't you saying that, something like that? Golden
or Goldwyn? No,
not me, man. I don't talk math like that. Come on.
No, I'm pretty sure you said something like if everyone bought $200.
Oh,
every holder.
Oh, yeah. You're right. No, I think I said the total, but then Zach said that. Yeah, at the time it was like 18 million, right? We only needed to take 18 million, and it would take us back to under 100 trillion. It's probably higher than that now because that was a couple weeks ago. We've added, I think, 7 or 8 trillion to the LP since then. But yeah, it's the crazy math thinking, right? If we have what, 30,000 holders. Out of that 30,000, how many are active? 10,000.
Yeah.
So same thing, 10,000. Let's call it $20 million. I'll do the math right here on my calculator. $20 million.
You got some Rain Man math going on right here.
If there is 10,000, oh my God, you do that and it trips me out. It's like I'm talking in the mirror.
You're not even looking at us.
Well, I mean, if you put you up,
eyes up here, buddy. Eyes up here.
Up here.
Oh, there you go.
So I do $20 million. If we had 10,000 active members, that would be $2,000. If every person bought 2,000, we would be back to like, I don't know, a trillion, like 100 trillion.
Yeah. Or
I don't
we
know if
just
that's
wait
100%
and,
scientific, but quick math.
yeah.
DCA.
All right. Well, what's the next slide? What do we got going on here?
Next slide was Earn, because that's the only person that said anything on our comments last week.
This is the surprise chart.
Yeah, this is a surprise chart. Which Earn is the people that Mikey and Nadia that we'll have next week on the show.
Yeah, the dev team, husband and wife duel.
Yep. So as you can see there, right off the bat, the thing that you can see here is where Earn's in a range. So you have the red line and the green line. So the red line's at like 11. I don't know what that would be. Not cents per million, but we'll call it 11. And then it goes up to about 33 cents. So those are your range. But we are in a local uptrend. That's the white line there. So any questions, AJ?
No, I'm just looking at the charts live. Looks like we had one big seller just come in 13 minutes ago.
Seller or buyer?
Seller.
Oh, well, that's good.
So,
that means you can pick it up less or cheaper.
I'm looking at the charts. It was a big sell, but it just stopped right at the support line.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's human nature, man. It's so nuts. Put who back on screen, Georgia? Me? Don't put me back on screen.
Hey, you're the elephant guy.
So that is your Earn chart. It's range bound between 11 and 33. But it was in a local trend, but apparently 13 minutes ago, the trend line got broken and dumped down to the support line.
It went down to 17.
So there you go.
So
it's fun. Support and resistance.
Yep, went down to 17.
A lesson in human nature.
And I'm sure it's going to go bounce back up because that's just what it's been doing. It looks like it's just one person. The last three big candles, red candles, are all the same person. I guess he's DCing out.
DCing out.
Yeah,
which is good. That's,
sold basically almost 5 million tokens, and he's got 6 million left. So
nice.
he's getting out and he's spreading the wealth around for everybody.
Listen,
but you know
for
what?
him.
Look at this. The liquidity. I'm not sharing my screen, but the liquidity of this place. He just sold $10,000, and the liquidity basically didn't budge. The market cap dropped from 1 million down, or it was like 900 million or 900,000 down to 769, but the liquidity only went down like 5. Well, more than 5, about 10, I guess, but it's still over 100,000, 110,000, which is pretty crazy. I mean, if you do the math on that, the percentage of market cap to liquidity is pretty damn high, and you don't see that very often. Here, let me.
I think you lost me, bro.
I lost you.
Yeah.
Like in the talking, or you audio?
No, I'm good. I didn't understand what you said. I'm back on the mountain.
Oh yeah, had some good drinks.
It's that Sunny D.
It is that Sunny. Listen, and my kid brought me another drink, like he knew.
Shankar, is that water sparkling water? Is it that carbonated good stuff?
Yes. We like this 1877 here in Texas.
Nice.
So here's what I'm looking at right here. So 16 minutes ago, it was 10 grand. It was a whale, but he's soon not to be a whale.
Listen, I wish I knew who that guy was because he just screwed up my TA.
Yeah, he probably knew.
But
I mean, look at
those mother effers.
I mean, it came right down here. This
Isn't
red
that
line,
crazy?
and it just stopped. Because
That's
you
so
know why?
crazy.
This is a deflationary token. We'll go into it tomorrow or next week. I mean, but the liquidity from market cap, super. It's small. It's a small project. It just came out 5 months ago. Goldwyn, you there?
Yeah. October, I think.
Yeah,
September.
No, I think it's October. But anyway,
Whatever. Next.
anyways, what's
News.
next? Going to news.
Yes,
Zach, you
sir.
ready?
Let's do it.
And now it's time for the latest news with Zach Minter on the Rugs to Riches show.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
What's going
Welcome
on?
to
What do
the
we got
news
going?
show. Can you guys see my screen all right?
Nope.
Every week, AG. Every week.
That's why I ask.
Zach,
yet.
Remember like
Oh,
like
not
3
yet.
weeks ago when me and AG were just staring at each other and you were all going crazy thinking
Yeah.
we were looking at your screen? That was pretty funny.
Nice. I'll jump in the news stories in a moment here. Just to recap real quick, though, is right with this elephant chart, zooming out to its full view, we can see there's a big blue line on the bottom here. This is a very healthy return.
Yep.
If you DCA throughout this time period, right, there's a clear trend up and to the right. And like I said, I'm not really doing the lows or whatever. Maybe I can put the lows here, something like that. But more importantly, too, kind of like Golden was mentioning, right? We've broken that downtrend and we're kind of in accumulation. So
Yep.
once we kind of get out of this, we'll have that green bar and be off to the races. But
Well,
go ahead.
one thing you're talking about this chart right here, everything that we talk about with Bertha always up and to the right, up and to the right. The big thing that people need to realize is that Bertha is hardening the floor, right? As she accumulates and as she takes elephant out of circulation, she is hardening the floor, which is that blue line at the bottom there, right? That's what she's hardening. All of these things, these giant spikes that are up and down, that is humans. That's humans that are buying and accumulating and draining the LPs. And then guess what humans do? They get greedy and they sell, right? Which it's their tokens. We're not saying that that's a bad thing, but that's why when we talk about give your tokens to Bertha, let Bertha control the price, that's because she doesn't dump like humans dump, right? So we went on this these two giant runs were because of humans, right? And then because of humans, again, we dump down. Well, guess what? There's going to be a third accumulation. And same thing. We're going to, as Bertha starts taking control, right? And green starts showing on the chart, humans are going to start FOMOing in, and we're going to do another third parabolic run. But as humans sell again, the plateau, right? It's higher.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, man, it's in works. I'm excited to see it happen. Jumping over to the first news story, I'll be brief tonight. We've got North Korea's Lazarus hackers embrace new mixer after Tornado Cash Sinbad sanctions. So the former kind of crypto mixer, this is for more of the nefarious actors in crypto. There are some legitimate actors, people who want digital privacy over their crypto transactions, right? They use this thing called Tornado Cash, which is a type of crypto mixer, which is basically a wallet that you can send it to the wallet and then it sends it out of the mixer, mixes it all up like a blender, mixes it up and sends it back to wherever you're trying to send it. So it's kind of like it mixes your transaction up. And so people who are trying to launder money, or maybe if you're a North Korean hacker, right? This is someone using crypto nefariously and trying to hide their transaction history. But Tornado Cash was shut down, and now it seems that there's this new one called YoMix. So Bitcoin Mixer YoMix has emerged as a go-to for laundering stolen crypto by the notorious North Korean Lazarus group of hackers. However, this was interesting to note that crypto money laundering has declined this year from 31.5 billion to this year being 22 billion. And that's partly, because of the market's kind of bear market behavior the last year. And also it just says also because of Tornado Cash closing, that also has helped fight against money laundering through crypto. And like I said, something like this isn't the best because where does that money go to? It goes to helping fund the missile program. So not too good. You don't want your crypto to end up there. Jumping on to the next story, maybe AG and Goldwyn might have some news for us. Maybe they got a letter in the mail, maybe by chance. But bankrupt Celsius pays creditors $2 billion worth of crypto. So right now they've allegedly given out $2 billion to creditors, and it's being made via PayPal. Let me turn this toggle off. While it says right here for the U.S. creditors are being made via PayPal, while
What happened?
and
we lost you.
They can hear me all right?
Yep. Here you know.
But I was just mentioning right here that that $2 billion worth of crypto includes 20,000 Bitcoin and 301,000 Ether. So
Hey,
a lot of
AG,
crypto.
did you get any money from Celsius?
I have not.
Me neither. So these mother effers lie.
Yeah, I
They're
haven't.
lying.
I
They
actually
said
got-
release the news story. Tell them it's all been sent out.
Yeah. Yeah, they haven't done anything for me. I got on the app like last week and it didn't. It said I had funds available to withdraw, but then it didn't tell me how much and how to do it.
Maybe check your PayPal. Maybe you don't even know you have one. You have some money
Yeah.
waiting for you. I'm just
Hey, and actually, news blip. If you are a Celsius holder or victim, whatever you want to call it, know that their app is being disabled at the end of this month. So make sure
great
you.
news.
Yeah, the
Great news.
28th, right? Wasn't it the 28th?
The 28th, yes. So make sure you go on your app and make sure all of your real world information is correct so that they can contact you and figure out however they're going to give you whatever money they're going to give you.
That's right. You got to be able to get this Bitcoin and Ethereum they got in their hands. Moving forward right here, this is another thing that, hey, all of us on the call today, as crypto educators, right? Maybe we have a bright future in maybe teaching some different people around the world about crypto. Right here, Indonesia backs crypto-friendly leaders. So this gentleman, a former defense minister, and his pro-crypto running mate, this gentleman, have emerged as the country's probable next president and vice president in the recent election. So this gentleman, who is the son of the incumbent president, is likely to help boost the crypto-friendly policies of a country that has more registered crypto investors than stock traders, the report said. And he's looking to help create blockchain and crypto experts in the country, which already has 18 million crypto investors. So Shankar at Luxembourg, you never know, man. Maybe they'll be calling you back up to help them learn about DeFi and blockchain and crypto. So, keep your resume up to date and sharp, and your contact information up sharp. But
You
that's
never
cool to
know
see.
in the world of crypto.
Yeah, it's cool to see the leaders looking to learn more, and especially these nations that are like people like the president of El Salvador, people who are futurists and forward thinking as to this digital currency technology and how it's going to impact their nations for the years to come. And so I think that's the kind of leader you want, is someone who is leading, right? The leader is in the front of the pack, looking at where you're going, not leading you off a cliff.
Mhm.
But hopefully not. It's a bad leader. Next one I got here tonight. This gentleman here, DeFi developer Amin Soleimani, takes another stab at Pegless stablecoin. This is also just another side note.
Pegless.
I guess I'm a crazy looking guy too in crypto, wearing my yellow suit. But what's up with this kind of weird LSD aesthetic, trippy crypto? You know what I'm saying? Like this is the guy who's gonna help figure out the future of money. This gentleman with a fur coat and
Yeah.
some
I mean,
creepy
who doesn't
teddy
like
bear.
LSD?
What's up?
I mean, who doesn't like LSD? I mean, come on.
I mean, if you're in crypto, I mean, you've got to touch something at some point. You got a couple screws loose somewhere.
That's
So
liquid staking dividends, right? Isn't that what it's called? Liquid.
Look at
that's
Shankar.
LSD, yeah, liquid staking.
He's
You're
tried
right.
some LSD. I can tell.
Yeah, this guy right here.
He's
He
like,
looks
"Don't
like
kill
he
my
just sat in front of a computer and figured out some stuff like that we're not supposed to know about. That's what it looks like with his eyes right there. But right here though, but it's a cypherpunk's dream, right? A stable cryptocurrency backed entirely by Ether. It's funny because I know Ether is a single, I guess, unit of of the Ethereum currency, but it rubs me the wrong way to say Ether entirely by Ether. You say Ethereum. Anyway, but this
Oh,
gentleman here, he had created a pegless stablecoin previously called RAI, RAI. It never
don't
took
matter.
off, right? He was a prominent developer, and now he's trying to make a new one called HAI, HAI, and it's going to be a decentralized stablecoin that it will thrive without being wedded to the dollar, right? It's going to be backed by Ethereum. And there's also kind of this secondary token for this project called Kite, and that's the governance token. And right, if you happen to be a viewer of our show and you used Rye on the Optimism blockchain, you may have some Kite sitting in your wallet. I would recommend just check DBank. I'm sure Kite has been listed, so you would see it in your wallet if you did in fact receive some. But right here, this really stood out to me because, right, us being in DeFi and looking at these developers and builders, we are developers and community builders ourselves, right? To see where the heart and mind is of these leaders. And this is a quote he had mentioned, right? I would like to have money that doesn't get rugged for me, for my friends, for everyone on this planet. And right, he said, by providing an alternative, it's a check on other systems that might try to exploit you. So it's similar in ideology to Bitcoin. Right, he talks right here, Bitcoin's proponents consider it a decentralized hedge against inflation, yada yada, but right, it's too volatile to be electronic cash. And then there's another point here, but just to get back here before I move on, is that's really what this whole crypto journey is about, is people looking for the truth about money, and getting financial services that exceed the pitiful ones that are offered in our day-to-day Western banking lives, where savings accounts are less than inflation, right? There's very few vehicles that give you true custody of your funds. They're often locked up for years and years. They're often obfuscated in some non-transparent fund of some sort. So what DeFi and crypto is all about is, right, is we go to work every day, we make our money, we just want to store it, save it, and build for our future without having to, like we said, give up custody and throw things, at pitiful rate. So anyway, that's kind of, I think, the heart of these bigger DeFi builders. So it just goes on to talk about a little bit about the difference of these RAI, HAI, and DAI. And right, you can see this is someone who was a prominent figure, and right, he's getting, star attention being on DeFi Llama and other people. And this is a project that went to zero or almost near zero. Right, it's hard to make a pegless stablecoin, so there's no shame. I'm not trying to shame him at all, but what I'm trying to get at is, right, something like Elephant Money and these community projects that don't get any coverage, right? The incredible strength that it's showing, while something like this that might have backers and VCs, and I don't have all the details, but a lot of support, oftentimes, right, these experiments may not pan out the best. But this is really cool, interesting. All these, by the way, are always in our show notes if you want to read the article yourself. Jumping over the next one, Kathy Woods. This is a hedge fund investor that we've brought up a few times on the shows in the past few weeks. But she recently, she dumped, look at that little that picture they use of her. I love it. She said, bye, goodbye. She offloads $90 million of Coinbase shares amid slew of analyst upgrades. So she's like, what? Everyone's saying the stock's good. She's like, I'm dropping it. I'm out of here. Right. Contrarian. But right here, this major news is just mentioning that they sold 500,000 shares of Coinbase between three of its funds. Those three funds are like we've discussed previously, they have like this ARK Innovation ETF, this ARK Next Generation Internet ETF, and ARK FinTech Innovation. And basically all of these ETFs are just comprised of like Tesla, Bitcoin, and and Coinbase and Nvidia. But they just pruned some of the coin shares from each of those ETFs. And right here, just mention, like I said, it happened recently. So it happened on Friday. So $90 million worth of sell on Friday, as the NASDAQ listing cryptocurrency exchange witnessed a slew of analyst upgrades after its fourth quarter results beat Wall Street expectations. So whatever their analysis may be, they may think the stock is overvalued right now. Who knows? But Kathy Woods is making a move there. Any thoughts or anything before I jump on to our last story on that, gentlemen?
So honestly, I think Kathy was just selling out her gains, taking profits, because she was buying that when Coinbase was down in the low $50. So I think she's just taking profits. I don't think anything of it.
Yeah, it's right now with Bitcoin rallying right now. I wonder what Coinbase's users and stuff like that. It says right here their fourth quarter earnings beat expectations. So, maybe, oh, hello, that's a good video right there. Maybe that she just sees that maybe there's some temporary heat in the market and she's, like you said, taking profit. So, right, one person's buying, one person's selling.
What do you think?
Okay,
Yeah,
go back to her.
I think with investors at that level, they sometimes have access to information or opportunities a little bit earlier than we do. And I'm sure with, the ETF approval, there's opportunities on the horizon for investors with pockets like that. So, I mean, it could just be a reallocation. No.
Yeah, right here it's just mentioning too. This is Kathy Wood doubles down on Block Coinbase as shares tumble. So I'm not sure we'll pull that up in a moment. But anyway, like AG was mentioning, she probably was accumulating, right? She probably doing their own sort of DCA around $50, while last year she's been in the dumps. Right during the bear market, right? It's just been kind of in the 50s to 80 range, and then right now we're on this kind of, maybe she's seeing a double top here, who knows, but we're on this uptrend. So $90 million of liquidity that they now have access to. Cool. And that's funny right here. That's an old 2021 thing. That was. Go ahead. We're seeing it going.
I was to say you're all about these double tops. I don't like it.
I'm seeing them everywhere. Double tops everywhere. Cool. Last but not least today, kind of in the vein of the Indonesia story, right, about governments and states learning about crypto and allocating funds and creating experts. Virginia has proposed a mere $17,192 a year for a new blockchain and cryptocurrency commission. So the money is set to cover the costs associated with having meetings, including travel expenses. So, hey guys, maybe we can get a gig out in Virginia. I hear they got a budget. And they got a little bit of money to throw at this whole Bitcoin thing and this whole crypto thing. And what was funny to me, I don't know why this was a news article, but good to know. So it's this humble $17,000, which is a little bit less than what they're investing. They set aside for artificial intelligence, which they gave $22,000 for next year. And but both of those are more than their autism advisory council, which is only $12,000.
Oh my goodness!
So, right here it looks like
thinking place.
very forward, right? And right here it's saying that the commission will have 15 members who will study and make recommendations for blockchain technology. So we need to go tell them, hey, y'all need to adopt elephant money right now. I know your state pension funds. I'm saying y'all. See, I'm ready. Y'all's state pension funds are not, set up correctly. Don't play with me. I know you guys are in hot water. So maybe they'll buy us a nice lunch for that money.
They won't have the funds to look at many other options. So maybe the first one will win.
That's what they need. That's what they really need right now. And that's also, I mean, it's tongue in cheek, but it's actually kind of really sad, to be honest. Like as an American, I really want our country to have a bright future, but just to see the lack of deep interest or just this kind of casual, I don't know that probably will cover one meeting, knowing government spending. That might be a meeting or two, that maybe a monthly meeting for 2 or 3 months. But if they're all built, who knows anyway. But what I'm getting at is, right, countries that adopt and really try to get ahead of, don't get behind the 8 ball, but get ahead of it, I think will prosper. So I don't shame them for getting involved, but it is kind of silly to throw this little. What are they going to do? Have a meeting? What they should do is invite companies and projects and leaders to maybe come speak to them, or maybe even consider Virginia as a innovative space. But maybe they can hire us, like I was saying with the Indonesia guys. Maybe we'll make a world tour out of it.
Hey, Virginia, call us.
That's all I got tonight, folks. That wraps up the news
Nice.
for what I got to share.
My man. Damn Kathy dumping her damn Coinbase shares. She probably created the double top.
Maybe. That's what the Caroline was saying from FTX, is that they just use elementary. They do the same TA that we're doing right now, off the cuff TA.
Zach, if they offered you a gangbang to jump into the FTX group, would you?
I mean, I get some Telegram messages that were a bit obscure back in the day, but the past is the past.
You're playing your game.
Some Miami flight logs, but that's neither to here nor there.
Did you go back through your gamer profile and be like, "Is that what she was talking about?"
Oh God. I look. Yeah, I was gonna make an Epstein joke, but I can't think of one off the top of the head, so I'll stop there. Yeah, but no, it's looking like the market's heating up overall, and something I always talk about. Someone was asking me, why is Bitcoin 50,000, but Elephant, it hasn't done much, or maybe BNB has gone up some, or Ethereum has gone up some. And I like to remind people that in the crypto market, it appears to be the last 2 cycles, at least, kind of a trickle down effect where fiat currency all around the world flows into Bitcoin. So people in the United States are buying Bitcoin with US dollars. People in the European Union, they're buying Bitcoin with euros, right? So all around the world, people are using their fiat currency to buy Bitcoin. Then people learn more about, there's things like Ethereum, and there's other projects that you can get involved with, higher risk, higher reward sort of things. And that's kind of how funds trickle down in crypto. So that's just something to think about. That's why I get excited when I see Bitcoin, the king, just having a huge march up. That just means there's a ton of liquidity that will then flow into these other quality projects and will last.
Wall Street.
There's a great quote I heard recently that, right, money goes to where it's welcomed, and what was it? Money goes to where it's welcomed and stays where it's treated best. So it stays, right? Money flows to a lot of places. It's welcomed a lot of places, but it doesn't stay because it's not treated well, right? So the blue chips of today are the places where money was treated well. And so over time, that's how you build those big successful projects. So I'll read this out for us. Elephant is going to be pumping hardest towards the end of the bull market and through the bear market, when the herd takes profits and brings them back to the bank to wait for the next bull cycle. So that's one take I've heard, a few people to have. And I personally think that we can have success both, like you're mentioning, both in the bull and bear, independent of people taking profits and bringing them back. There's a ton of people in crypto who Elephant Money is their first project and maybe their only project. And they may, that may be the case of the next, 30,000 participants. It can be a introductory towards the crypto market. And I think it is one of the best projects to get introduced into crypto. Would you rather your cousin or your sister or your brother, would you rather them, buy Doge, that their buddy or whatever, some other crazy pie in the sky thing, or something that has a community, has utility, has a history of outperforming some of the biggest cryptocurrencies during a bull? So just to wrap up, what I'm saying is, I think that each one teach one, we can be independently successful, whether the market is in a bear or bull. And we can pump along with everything else. When everything else is going up 40%, we can go up 40% too. It really doesn't take much. It takes people understand, takes awareness. That's what it takes.
Yeah. It's just, and it takes time too.
And time. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the thing.
I agree. I mean, there's hopefully, there's definitely going to be more people also who are professionals, so entrepreneurs, maybe people like me who are not going to have the time to experiment too much with things that they don't understand, and just want to have something that is community backed and a good, as I said, calculated risk for their money. And I think we have made a case tonight for that to be elephant money. And again, if people out there need to talk more or ask more questions, that's really at the heart of this movement. Is we want to teach as many people as possible at whichever level they are at, right? Because the comment that Georgia made earlier about just seeing a mountain, not understanding anything else,
Yeah.
that's important. People like Georgia who openly state that is very important, because we have a tendency in this crypto movement to all kind of be very technical, and we like our analysis and all of that, but there's plenty of, and that comes naturally, that interest and that hunger for this understanding, but it's at the beginning of the journey where you gain trust in the fundamentals and understanding in the fundamentals, where I personally see a very important part of this journey throughout crypto. And I'm available definitely to help, and you guys are too, I know that, hence this show.
Yeah, not even just this show, and Telegram, where
Yeah.
Goldwyn is all over Telegram, so he's able to answer any questions that you guys might have.
Yeah, it was a great show tonight. Thank you so much, Shankar, for coming
Yeah,
on. You gave a great, perspective, and really hearing your experience of your success in the crypto market is very refreshing, and it's exciting to, like I said, just share the message of what Elephant can really do and what it is doing right now in your personal business and friends and family's lives. And as we enter this next market cycle, it's only going to get bigger and better. So it's a good time right
I
now.
mean, I can hardly dare to imagine, because if I'm fairly recent in the elephant ecosystem, so I discovered it last October. So I mean, if I had that much fun so far, I mean, the future is going to be wild and beautiful.
Yeah. You're coming at a great time, my friend. And like I said, is anything we can do to help, the each one teach one. We appreciate you coming on and sharing your story. But yeah, we're all available, and we're all here to teach the world about decentralized finance. Yeah, power of money to the people.
And also, you should keep, talking in TG, because I think that your messages get heard, right?
Mhm.
So that AG and I, and even Zach, when Zach started, I'm sure he didn't think that he would be the influencer. I'm going to put this in quotation marks, because that's not what we that's not what we consider ourselves, right? We really just consider ourselves some guys on the internet that really, really enjoy elephant money and really enjoy crypto. And we just figured if we like talking about it, then maybe somebody else can get something out of it too. Right.
100%. Yeah.
And one thing I really meant to, it was on my back burner. I didn't want to cut you off, Shankar, earlier when you were discussing about how it can really affect your financial future, 5-10 years, like really change your life forever. I can raise my hand and say, this project has changed my financial future forever. And that's something that I'm very passionate. And that's why, like he's saying, I didn't have a YouTube channel. I know I'm a bit goofy with the suit and the jump in the water and all that, but it's really just to get the message out, because I said, wow, when I really got into the weeds of what's going on behind this project and behind the global movement of Web3, I really opened my eyes to, wow, there really are these real use cases that are being built today. And so anyway, I can really honestly say that it's been a huge blessing and a benefit in my life. So it's part of my mission to give back and teach others, like, hey, this thing is out there and it's changing lives. So it's really
Well, I mean, it appears that you started or are starting relatively early in your life, and I'm almost envious. I mean, I'm grateful, happy for you.
Yeah.
That's a better way. It's awesome, man, and I hope a lot of people will follow And I also would like to see more women in the movement, because they have typically, they care about the community, they care about the families, and they make selfless decisions. So I hopefully, we can achieve that as well.
Yeah. Huge. Yeah. I think that's so important. Like you're saying, each of our avatars speaks to different communities, and it helps. We all bring our different talents and skill sets, and that's something we are missing right now that could really help be, useful to our community in so many different ways. Yeah. Georgia will be she can be our resident elephant money.
Is Georgia part of the herd?
Yes, she's part of the herd.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Awesome, Georgia. I'll keep an eye on you for you in the Telegram.
And we also have her name escapes me now, but
Layla?
I forgot her name, but the lady who translates for Spanish for the Medium articles. So there's a few women of the herd, and people, other people who are active. But yeah, the more representation, the more kind of people can share. Women can definitely really benefit for this ecosystem. There was a part, Shankar, earlier, probably about a year ago. There was a women's Christian ministry who got involved also with Elephant Money, so they're part of the herd as well. But a lot of them were like, from various walks of life. But that's just like another example of different communities coming into the Elephant Money community, and it helping the financial access across different different peoples from all around the world.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Anything else? We're gonna wrap it on up tonight, AG.
No, I think that's
I'm
it.
excited for next week. You're gonna be a new man. You're not gonna be Bionicle Man no more.
Maybe cross our fingers.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. This show, I was kind of envious.
I know you went to the bathroom like 3 times.
Listen, I'm like 7 drinks in, bro. Give me a break.
Oh man, can't even count. It was like 3.
Listen, George is calling me out because she's saying I'm sleeping. No, this just is my eyes. Those are just my eyes.
Look at the camera.
I am looking at the camera.
No, you're not.
This
really,
man
I
is
am looking at the
answering
camera.
so many
You are.
questions in Discord. He's staying up all night long. Georgia, stop giving this man a hard time. Let this man have a drink. All right.
Listen, my friends always say that too when I drink or I get, other things. They're like, "You're not looking at me." I'm like, "No, my eyes are open. That's just my damn eyes. They are open."
Too funny. Yeah, guys, come and join the show tomorrow or next week. We're gonna have Mikey and his wife from the Earn Project.
It's tomorrow. It's always tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
AJ,
week.
just get your shit right, AJ.
So come check it out. I'm watching their chart, and they had a big dump, like we talked about.
Oh my god!
And
Can we talk about next week?
Someone bought $2,000.
Can we just talk about it next week?
And then
I know, dude. I know. It's like you do drugs. It's amazing how crazy you get about things.
Open your eyes.
They are open.
All right, guys, let's call it a night.
Oh Jesus!
All right, you guys have a good one. Each one, teach one. Be blessed. Bye.
Shankar, thank you, man. Appreciate it.